So I realize in this channel, we've been covering a lot of advanced topics, and instead what I want to do for the next few videos is I want to break down the absolute basics, specifically for all of those beginners out there that are starting out in the world of SEO. Now, this is going to be a full SEO course for beginners. We're going to cover all of the basics. If you are looking for a more advanced course with real examples and real case studies, then check the link in the description for that. If we're covering the basics of SEO, we need to start off with that first question. What is SEO? Well, SEO stands for search engine optimization. And in theory, what we're doing is we're helping the search engine, in this case, Google, see that our website is valuable. So let's talk about what this looks like. So I've just done a quick Google search here for project management software. And what I want you guys to notice is the two main sections inside of a Google search result. So we're going to see that we have these four results up here, and then we have the rest of results all the way at the bottom. Now, the difference between this section of the Google search result and this one down here is that this up here is a paid section, right? So what we're seeing here is these are Google ads. And to show up in this specific section of the search, you need to enter the Google ads auction. You need to be prepared to pay for every single click that comes to your website through this specific listing. Right under it, we see the organic listings. And for the organic listings, no one is paying to be there. That's basically Google deciding who deserves to rank at the top based on their algorithm. Now, let's quickly talk about these ads because it's interesting how over time Google has tried to camouflage these ads more and more, right? If we take a look at the difference between this result and this one, the main thing that differentiates these results is this little bold word right here where we see ad. But otherwise, if you're not really looking for that, it's very hard to notice when you're clicking on an organic listing and when you're clicking on an ad. And this is actually great for Google because this is how they make money, right? People are willing to pay Google to show up on the first page for the specific ad section, and as a result, Google makes a bunch of money. But we're actually interested in this organic section down here. Now let's talk a little bit more about that Google algorithm, right? How much do we actually know about the Google algorithm? We know a decent amount, right? There's been a lot of work in the SEO space to try and find what works and what doesn't, but the reality is that no one knows 100%. People learn about the algorithm by running experiments on it and by dissecting the Google patterns. It is also said that Google has approximately 200 ranking factors. But what is actually a ranking factor, right? That's basically what we're going to be taking a look at throughout this course. Those are going to be the things that we focus on to change to help us improve our visibility on Google. And a ranking factor is just a specific characteristic of a website that can help a website's position on Google. Now, we're going to be talking about a lot of things that have been proven to work on Google. And if you follow this little mini course, you're going to have a pretty good idea of what works and all the things that you need to be doing. But why do we want to do well in the organic results if we can just pay and show up in the paid section, right? Because the reality is that the paid section actually sits on top of the organic results and often all the way at the bottom as well. I think for this keyword, there's nothing at the bottom. So why don't we just pay Google and just show up at the top? The reality is that number one, it is expensive to show up for a lot of these ads, depending on the specific country, on the specific niche, and the specific keyword. A lot of these CPCs, right? The cost per click, so how much you're willing to pay for a specific click for that keyword, you can be paying a lot of money. So check out this example right here, project management software. So project management software, it has an average cost per click of $48. This is insane. Almost $50 for one click, right? So we need to be ready to pay a lot of money to Google. And often this isn't the most sustainable way of growing your website on Google. If you have very deep pockets for your business, then it is a great way of getting people to your website. But most often we don't have that type of money. But once we rank in the organic results, guys, that traffic that comes our way is completely free. Obviously, there's a lot of work in the back end, a lot of content that needs to be written, a lot of time spent on the website. That's something that we're paying for with our time or with our money. But the traffic that comes from ranking, the traffic that we're getting from Google is going to be completely completely free. Imagine you're a dentist and you're showing up #1 for a powerful keyword like dentist in Barcelona. That's a lot of people that are searching that keyword every single month, looking for a service that you provide. A lot of those people are going to end up clicking on your website, and there's going to be a percentage of those people that end up as paying users, right? So this is extremely powerful and definitely the most sustainable way of building a business online. Before I move forward, I do want to manage some expectations here. So #1, guys, SEO is a long-term game. If you have someone that's telling you that they can rank your website for a keyword in a couple of months, guys, do not trust that person, especially if that keyword is mildly competitive. Those results are going to take a long time. So this is something that we need to be committed to, and we honestly cannot expect to rank a website in less than 6 months, often less than a year. If you need results for your business right now, then I recommend looking into paid media, looking into paid ads, looking into something like Google Ads. #2, guys, SEO is hard to start, but it is easy to grow. Google has a really hard time trusting brand new websites, and this is for good reason, right? Think about the number of new websites that are being launched every single day and the amount of content that's being published every single day, right? Google needs to have a way to check all that content and to make sure that the content that's being published is actually valuable. Obviously, they're not perfect, but they do have a hard time trusting new websites. But once Google trusts your website, maybe 6 months down the line or a year down the line, that's when things get easier, right? Again, it is hard to start, it is easy to grow. And the third thing is that we need to play by Google's rules. I'm sure you guys have heard of all the different algorithm updates that happen over time. That's just when Google decides that a specific factor might be more important than before. An example here is in April of 2015, when Google announced that if your website wasn't mobile friendly, your website was going to start falling behind. So everyone had to go and make sure that their website was mobile friendly, right? We need to be aware of all the things that are happening on Google, all the changes, so that we can make those changes on our website accordingly. So guys, in a very simplistic way, what we're basically doing is just trying to prove to Google that our website is valuable and that it's worth showing up for specific keywords. So how do we do this? Well, from a bird's eye view, SEO is basically broken down into 4 main sections. First one is we want to find and optimize for keywords. That's going to be the next video in this mini SEO course. #2, we want to create consistent and high quality content. We're going to be talking a decent amount about content. #3, we want to improve our on-page, more on that later. And #4, we want to gain authority through link building. Again, we'll also talk about all of that later. Now, in the next video, we're going to be looking at keywords, what a keyword is, and how do we find keywords for our website? How do we make that next step? If you guys want a more complete SEO course, check the link in the description. I go a lot more in depth in all of the topics that we're about to cover. I'll see you guys in the next one.